Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. Guys, so Gennady Golovkin is in search of an opponent. There's many people that have offered him out. Billy Joe Saunders has said, you know, on his Instagram, what do you guys think? Me and Golovkin. Chris Eubank says Gennady Golovkin needs an opponent. I'm willing to dance. Canelo Alvarez, obviously, you know, he got beat, and Bivol said after the fight that, you know, I've sculptured your plans, Eddie Hearn. I'm sorry about that. It looks like Canelo, for me, knowing the fighter that Canelo is, he's going to go and look to fight Demetrius Bivol. Gennady Golovkin's going to need an opponent. Gennady Golovkin's going to need to fight. At this stage in his career, I don't think Golovkin can hang around and wait around. He's the unified middleweight champion of the world. As I've just pointed out, there's a couple guys calling him out. But I don't really think, what does a Billy Joe Saunders fight do for him? Nothing. It does absolutely nothing. Saunders is just coming off a loss against Canelo. He's been inactive. Nothing really to prove there. Chris Eubank, again, nothing for me. A nothing kind of fight. I don't really think that fight does anything for anybody. Not for Golovkin at this stage. Maybe back then. But now, I don't think it does anything for Golovkin. The fight that I really want to see and the fight that makes sense is Gennady Golovkin v Demetrius Andrade at 160 for 3 belts. I believe that Andrade has not vacated. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure. I don't think anything's been put out there where Andrade's vacated. So that would be for a 3-belt unification fight. The winner would have 3 belts. The winner would have 3 belts. And it would be a big fight. It'd be a big fight. So that's the fight to make. That's the fight to make, in my opinion. I think Golovkin is obviously still relevant. Golovkin is a unified champion at 40 years of age. It's unbelievable. Andrade is a champion also. And I don't think he's vacated his belt. So that fight makes so much sense. I think that fight should have happened a while back. People think that Golovkin was avoiding Andrade. He was probably looking for the Canelo fight. But now if Canelo goes down the Bivol route, Golovkin needs to probably move on with his career. I don't think he can hang around for Canelo, because we don't know what's going to happen with Canelo. If Canelo wins against Bivol, we don't know what he decides. This has kind of messed everything up. So for me personally, I think Golovkin should roll the dice. And a Canelo fight might be there if he wins or loses. Like people say, if he loses, no. But at the end of the day, I think it's a good fight. Andrade fight's a really good fight for Golovkin, because Andrade's old as well. Andrade's been inactive. Andrade's, you know, vulnerable. So for me, I like that fight. I like that fight. I generally like that fight between Golovkin and Andrade. I think that's the fight to make. A lot of the Andrade fans think that they'd walk through Golovkin, it'd be an easy fight. I beg to differ. I don't think Canelo would walk through Golovkin at this point. I think Golovkin's still a very serviceable guy. I think a lot of people are looking at the Derevyanchenko fight and thinking that Golovkin's finished. And they think that Murata performance, Golovkin did what he had to do. I don't even think Golovkin broke sweat. Yeah, Murata landed a couple of punches and Golovkin was puffing his cheeks and people thought, oh my God, he looks like he's getting beaten up. No, he wasn't. Golovkin's always like that. Golovkin, he puffs his cheeks and it looks like he's hurt, but he's not. That's just the way he is. That's just his reactions when he's in a fight. Instinct when he's in a fight. But let me tell you something, Golovkin's still got enough left to give all of these guys a beating, trust me. And I would love to see Golovkin v Andrade. I want to see that fight, and that's why I'm pushing it here. Because I think, look, Golovkin's waited around now. Canelo's lost. Canelo's going to go for another Bivol fight. It's just a perfect fight for Golovkin. If Golovkin wins, you know, if he beats Andrade, right, Gennady Golovkin will have 3 belts and potentially 1 belt away from being undisputed. And then he could possibly, if Canelo beats Bivol in the rematch or Canelo loses, Canelo's probably going to come down to 168 anyway. So that fight between him and Golovkin, it could happen in December. If Canelo wants that Bivol fight in September, is he going to go for a Golovkin fight in December? No. I think he'll take time off. And Golovkin's getting older. Golovkin be 41. Golovkin will be 41 by next year. So Golovkin's got to get a move on. And Golovkin may think, you know what? I could fight Andrade. If I beat Andrade, I hold 3 belts. Then I'm 1 belt away from being undisputed. The Charlo fight becomes massive. The Charlo fight becomes massive for Golovkin. Imagine a Golovkin-Charlo fight for undisputed. That's a monster fight. And like I said to you, Andrade is probably past his best as well. I said this on the live yesterday. He's 35 years of age. He's inactive. He's hardly fought anyone. He's never fought anybody that great. And he's inactive. Fighting Golovkin could be horrible. Plus, Andrade relies on reflexes, movement, hand speed, foot speed. That diminishes with age. We saw what happened to Amir Khan. Look how fast he was. As you get older and you're inactive and you're getting injured, your hand speed and foot speed, Khan was probably one of the quickest fighters in the history. Since I've been watching boxing, he's probably one of the quickest fighters ever. And when he fought Kell Brook recently, looked like he was so slow. He looked like he had nothing to give, nothing to... See, this is what happens when you get older. For a guy that's naturally gifted and relies on his reflexes, movement, hand speed and stuff, as you get older, that's a young... Andrade's got a young man's style. He's not got an old man's style. His style isn't going to age well. Golovkin's style is going to age well because Golovkin relies on power. And he walks you down. Yeah, footwork is going to be slower for Golovkin, but he relies on power. Whereas Andrade relies on stamina, movement, hand speed, foot speed, athleticism. That all diminishes with age very quickly. And he's been inactive and he's getting injured now. So Andrade might be older than Golovkin in terms of his fighting style and where he's at in his career. So for me, that's a good fight for Golovkin. I think that's a great fight for both. Andrade needs a big fight. Golovkin would need a fight. I don't think Golovkin can afford to wait around now. I think he should roll the dice. And personally, I would make Golovkin the favourite in that fight. And the bookies will make Golovkin favourite as well. Even at 40, they'll make Golovkin favourite against Andrade. Because Andrade's inactive. He hasn't fought at that kind of level. He hasn't fought anybody as good as Golovkin. Not even close. Whereas you can't say the same for Golovkin. So for me, that's the perfect fight to be made. A lot of people were saying that that's the fight they want to see. I want to see it. I think it's a great fight. And to be honest, both guys could win. Both guys could win. If you're honest and you ask me how I see it, I just don't see how Andrade's going to go 12 rounds. Because I don't see Andrade knocking Golovkin out. I don't think anyone can. So then it comes to a case where can Andrade outbox Golovkin for 12 rounds? I don't know. I'm not sure he can. I'm not sure he can. So I would favour Golovkin. I know Christian and a lot of Andrade fans aren't going to agree with me. But I'm telling you, Golovkin is a problem. And he's a problem for Canelo still. You guys were saying all kinds of things, man. Saying Golovkin and you know, Golovkin's finished and this, that and the other. Golovkin went in there and battered Murata. Stopped him. He did what he had to do at 40 years of age. You know, but Andrade's not young. Andrade's 35. He's injured. He's come, you know. And Andrade, to be honest with you, I don't know what the contractual situation is with him and Zach Parker. But that's a kind of nothing fight. You know, look, I wish... look, I feel sorry for Parker because it's a big opportunity for him. And contractually, we don't know what's what with that situation. But if Andrade can get out of that and maybe he can look for another fight, then a fight with Golovkin will be massive. A fight with Golovkin, even if Andrade has to fight Zach Parker, right? Even if Andrade has to fight Zach Parker, a fight with Golovkin still makes sense. Because like I said, now that Canelo's lost to Bivol, we don't know what Canelo's going to do. If Canelo fights Bivol in September, okay, beats him, Canelo might forget that because the 2-fight deal is effectively over. The 2-fight deal is effectively, like, he's got a 3-fight deal. So in the 3rd fight, will he fight Golovkin? But Golovkin will probably fight Canelo in May then. But that time, he's going to have to look for an opponent. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And Zach Parker, maybe, you know, Zach Parker might look elsewhere as well, because Zach Parker will need to fight. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know what the contractual situation is. Is it a case where Andrade would have to fight Zach Parker? He's signed a contract, or is it a case that now he's injured? Maybe they can reschedule that fight. I don't know what the score is. I don't know what the score is, you know. We obviously saw when Dillian Whyte pulled out the fight with Otto Wallin. I'm pretty sure the contracts were signed. Were they signed? Was the fight on? I think it was. And then obviously Dillian Whyte pulled out with injury. Yeah, the fight was going to happen. I think we were a week or two away. So those contracts were obviously signed. So Dillian Whyte, you know, didn't fight Otto Wallin. So the point I'm trying to make is that maybe Demetrius Andrade can go and fight Golovkin. He might not have to have the Zach Parker fight. I don't know the situation, you know. And obviously it was a big opportunity for Zach Parker. So I hope he gets a big fight and a good opportunity against Andrade or against someone else, because he deserves it. He's in that position. And he deserves a big fight. Maybe he could get a fight with Benavidez, who knows. But I would really like to see Andrade v Golovkin at middleweight. I do. I think Andrade would definitely consider that. I think Golovkin should consider that. But again, it depends on what... I don't know whether Golovkin... The reason why I'm not sure Golovkin has that ambition of becoming undisputed like he once had. I think if it was 4, 5, 6 years ago, I think Golovkin would have taken the fight with Andrade in a heartbeat. But I think right now he doesn't have the same goal that he had before. He wanted to be undisputed at super middleweight. I'm not sure he has that same desire to be undisputed, unfortunately. Hence why I'm not sure he's going to take the fight with Andrade. I really hope he does. I really hope he does, because I think it's a cracking fight. And I think it's a genuine 50-50 fight. I think it's a genuine 50-50. I think either man can win. Because remember, both, like I said, Andrade's not young. He's not young. I'm telling you, that guy's going to diminish very quickly as he gets older. He relies on his athleticism, movement, stamina, hand speed. Those things diminish very quickly as you get older, especially when you start getting injured and especially when you're inactive. 35 is old for that particular style that Andrade has. Trust me. Most fighters that are athletically gifted at 35, very, very unlikely to still be performing at the top. They start to slide, and once they start to slide, the diminish happens very quickly. And for me, the diminish for Andrade is going to happen very quickly. This is why Andrade's got probably 1.5, 2 years tops left. After that, and the reason why I'd say he's got that long is because he's not had many hard fights. Because majority of his fights have been at a lower tier competition where it's not been that taxing for his body. So we just have to wait and see how this plays out. But leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Before I do shoot out, we've got some interesting, news about what may happen with Canelo and Bivol. Hopefully I can go live again today. If I can't, we'll go live on Wednesday. But yeah, thanks for everybody that joined the live. It was great live yesterday. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a brilliant live stream. Everyone came on, gave their opinions. What I will say is this, that obviously there's a lot of Canelo fans that messaged me saying that Imran, the whole panel seemed so biased against Canelo. Maybe you should have got more Canelo fans on. To be honest, I didn't care who came on. Like, you could have been anyone. If you were Canelo fans, you could have come on and given your thoughts. People that wanted to come on, I think it was a case where a lot of the Canelo fans didn't want to show face because he lost. But yeah, if you guys wanted to come on and, say your piece about Canelo and why you think he lost and defend him, then you were more than welcome on. You were more than welcome on. I just think these were guys that were probably, I don't think anyone on there were hating on Canelo. I think they were just making their point about the fact that they felt Canelo's not invincible and how everybody was saying he was unbeatable and stuff like that. But let's not start hating on Canelo, after that defeat. He fought a really, really good fighter and got beat fair, fair and square. But the fight that I want to see now, to be honest with you, I want to see Golovkin Andrade. I want to see Canelo Benavidez. And I want to see Bivol Beterbiev. I think these are the fights that need to happen for boxing, for the good of the sport. I I personally think the rematch would happen. Do I really want the rematch? I don't know. But I think Bivol Beterbiev is such a good fight, and one that I'm going to upload a video about tomorrow to give you my thoughts on who wins that. But a Golovkin-Andrade fight is one that is really exciting and appealing to me. But leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section about it. And I'd love to know your thoughts. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.